This is cool. This is even better. And you can do all of that as well. Well, close enough. Marksmanship Hunter is probably the best it has ever been in both raids and dungeons, and in this video we will teach you how to quickly pick it up with no stress or external tools so you can start pumping in just a few minutes. In Season 3, Marksmanship is one of the few specs in the game that plays both hero talents fairly consistently. Dark Ranger excels at single target while Sentinel at AoE, despite both having value in each other's area of expertise. For our guide, we will keep it simple and quick and recommend you take Sentinel for dungeons. As a beginner-friendly approach, this will be better to get your feet wet with the spec and have an easy time tackling the season of Mythic Plus. Dark Ranger is fairly close overall, but sacrifices a bit of AoE for more single target damage. This is actually really helpful in higher keys where priority damage takes priority. So for that, this other build will be better than Sentinel, albeit less beginner friendly. We recommend starting with Sentinel and then gradually swap to Dark Ranger as you feel comfortable. As such, we will only recommend it for raids where it is perfect. And we want you to play this build right here. It will maximize your single target and boss damage potential while giving you some variety from the dungeon build. In open world content, delves and other such things, this build will be the best choice for you at the moment. It is still Sentinel and it's almost an exact copy of the Mythic Plus one with one change from Koro Tranquilizer to Death Blow. You can actually make more changes in the class tree for some other traps or crowd control utility as you see fit, just so you are able to answer everything that the delves can throw at you and you can get those higher tiers cleared in no time, cause Bran cannot be trusted. These builds are linked in the description for you to copy and import them into the game alongside a link to Azortharion's guide on marksmanship. There you will find a lot more information on the spec, more builds to play and other things we opted to leave out of the video to make it simpler and faster for you to pick up. Definitely recommend you check the guide if you want to dive deeper into the spec at a more advanced level. Let's understand how marksmanship actually works. But first, I want to shout out our patrons who make these videos possible. Without their help, we couldn't keep pumping these spec guides out. If you find this video useful, consider hitting the like button, subscribing, or even going to patreon.com/Marcelian&Flame and becoming a part of the team. We appreciate all of the support we receive, so thank you. The main idea of marksmanship is to deal as much damage as possible with aimed shot, which consumes your focus, that being your resource. Focus regenerates slowly, but you can speed it up with steady shot, which also shaves off the cooldown of your aim shot, and generate more with rapid fire as well, which deals more damage than steady shot and has a bunch of other gameplay implications. When you shoot an aim shot or rapid fire, you generate a buff called precise shot, which can stack up to 2 times. You consume these buffs with arcane shot in single target and multi-shot in AoE. When you play the Dark Ranger build we suggested, Black Arrow will also consume precise shots, and whenever these buffs are consumed, the spell that did it will deal more damage. Your main offensive cooldown is True Shot, which gives you a lot of crit chance and crit damage and reduces the cooldown of aim shot and rapid fire by 60%. Basically, True Shot gives you giga steroids when it comes to your hard-hitting spells. Your single target opener with Dark Ranger has you make sure Hunter's Mark is always on the target. Precast your aim shot before the fight starts into an immediate explosive shot. Use Black Arrow next, and then every time it becomes available and precise shots is up to be consumed. Cast Rapid Fire next, Black Arrow if it procs, pop True Shot into a Black Arrow if you have precise shots from the rapid fire, or aimed shot if not, and another Black Arrow after. A simple priority list of abilities to use starts with Explosive Shot if you already consumed your precise shots, since you want to follow it up with an aimed shot to detonate it. As you cast aimed shot, queue up a steady shot after it, only if True Shot is not active. Aim shot generates precise shots and with luck a Black Arrow as well. Since it has a travel time and you don't want to just sit there and wait instead of casting another ability, you use Steady Shot to give you the chance to see if Black Arrow was generated. If yes, then shoot that Black Arrow immediately. Otherwise, if during this time your true shot offensive is active, you shoot your aim shot to generate precise shots. If your true shot is not active, your most important thing is to ensure aim shot never stays at 2 charges, so you cast it even if you already have precise shots up while following the steady shot and black arrow rules I just mentioned. Next, you want to use rapid fire, which will also give you precise shots and potentially black arrow. If black arrow is available, use it. Otherwise, use arcane shot to consume the precise shots buff. If you made sure all of these conditions are met, then just use aim shot if you still have a charge of it, and if not, cast steady shot as a filler. The opener in AoE situations with Sentinel is actually ridiculously easy. Make sure Hunter's Mark is up, then use multi-shot into rapid fire, into multi-shot, into explosive shot, enable your true shot, and cast your aimed shot. Multi-shot again, volley after, aim shot, and then multi-shot again. Your AoE is enabled by the Trick Shots passive, which is activated whenever you multi-shot 3 targets and you consume it on your first aim shot or rapid fire. This is why you use multi-shot before and after each rapid fire and aimed shot. You use it before to enable your AoE and after to consume precise shots and enable your AoE again. If you can maintain these rules for your aim shot and rapid fire casts, I can tell you about your other combos, starting with casted aim shot into an explosive shot, since this way you ensure they reach the target at the right time to detonate because of projectile travel time. Note that explosive shots will also give you a lock and load proc. Next, you want to use volley as soon as you can, but not after true shot and not if lock and load is already active, since volley will generate a lock and load as well. Both these abilities give you the double tap buff from your capstone talent, and you want to consume this before you generate another by using aim shot or rapid fire. Sentinel comes with the Lunar Storm proc that becomes available once every 30 seconds and is enabled by you using rapid fire. You can still cast rapid fire with just as much importance if the Bullet Storm buff is not currently active on you. I will tell you how to track both your Lunar Storm and Bullet Storm in a second. Use True Shot on cooldown and never after volley, as I explained before. Use aimed shot if you are sitting on 2 charges of it and you have 20 stacks of Bullet Storm buff. Otherwise, cast rapid fire to generate said Bullet Storm. If all the above are on cooldown and aim shot is available, cast it. Otherwise, use steady shot to generate focus or multi-shot as a filler. All of these rules can seem complicated until you remember you actually only have 5 buttons, 2 of which are cooldowns, True Shot and Explosive Shot, so really 3 buttons, one of which is also a mini cooldown, that being Rapid Fire. So really 2 buttons, Aimed Shot and Multi-Shot. My advice is to take it one step at a time, practice a bit, come back to the video, try a new thing, and so on until all of these rules become second nature. Or use the 1 button rotation if you are okay with losing over 10% DPS, which is more than using the wrong build or the wrong gear. You can also come to our stream at twitch.tv/Marcelian&Flame, where I attempt to play marksmanship on an undergeared, no tier set having hunter while everyone points and laughs. But at least we can chat. I can answer your questions, or you can hop into our groups and out DPS me, and then you can also make a guide on how to play your spec. Hunter utility is vast, and I won't go over all of it since I will actually turn into a wizard by the end. But I will want to mention 4 things. 1 is misdirection. You want to use this especially in Mythic Plus on your tank as often as you can, or at least as often as you remember. This will be of an incredible use for your tank's aggro and will also let you start DPSing sooner without pulling threat away from the main man. The second thing is Trank Shot. This can remove enrages from enemies, of which there are quite a few of, like the dogs in Halls of Atonement or the drunkards in Tazavesh Gambit. But it will also remove positive magical effects from enemies like Absorb Shields you find in Echo Dome, as well as various buffs from 2 targets every time. These actually matter and can make a huge difference to your group. Thirdly, your Feign Death with the Emergency Salve capstone. If you use Feign Death, it will remove poison and disease effects from you, something that aspect of the turtle does as well. But we're focusing on Feign Death here. Arakara is famous for the amount of spider poisons it has, and cleansing those off will make your healers so happy they will invite you back to the group. I hope. You can also use it against the weekly affix that puts an absorb debuff on everyone. Healers can heal through it or dispel it, but if you use Feign Death, once again, your healer will love you. And lastly, remember that Disengage removes movement impairing effects, which will come in handy, especially when these effects are also curses or dots or other things that you can get rid of by just pressing one button. These things make you into the kind of a player that actually people will want to play with more in the future. When you gear your character, you want to always aim for the highest item level possible, since this will ensure the most amount of stats. If two pieces have the same item level, then choose Crit over Mastery, over Versatility, with Haste coming in last. This is a simple list to get you started, but if you really want to know the absolute best way to choose the right piece of gear, you'll have to sim your character on raidboss.com, which is something a bit more advanced. We have videos on the channel to teach you how to do all of that if you are inquisitive enough. The Dark Ranger tier set is mostly passive. Well, it's all passive. It will not change your rotation at all, with the exception of the 30 seconds reduced cooldown on your True Shot from the 2-set bonus. Sentinel boosts your damage a lot, but also doesn't really affect your rotation. You want to still play marksmanship properly, and the tier set will only make everything you do better. It's important to understand that, yes, the talent builds we recommend assume you have the tier set, but realistically, you can play them without, since not having tier set already puts you at a disadvantage performance-wise, so might as well get used to the playstyle in the meantime. We simplified marksmanship as much as we could, hoping it was easy to pick up, but there is much more to dive into, and for that we do recommend Azortharion's guide linked in the description from IcyVeins and even the True Shot Discord. There you'll find much smarter hunters than us that can answer questions like when to use fetch. Also, you can check this video out that goes into our class weak auras, which there are a bunch of for marksmanship, particularly tracking bullet storm, double tap, and other buffs that influence your rotation.